district court here in Washington, D.C., where those judges will apply the exact same well-established standards to carefully evaluate the specifics of that law.
Thank you. I should make the point, by the way, that I would support certain voter ID laws depending on how they are framed, written, what their impact and effect are, and what their intent is going through that kind of analysis. Senator Cornyn?
Actually, if I can briefly, Mr. Chairman, you said in your remarks that my questions were a partisan diatribe. And I do want to briefly point out, I just want to quote from the United States Supreme Court, Justice Stevens' opinion for the majority for 6 justices, where he described laws preventing voter fraud as, quote, protecting public confidence in the integrity of the electoral process, which has independent significance because it encourages citizen participation in the democratic process. As the Carter-Baker report observed, and here the court quotes from Democratic President Jimmy Carter and Republican Secretary of State James Baker, quote, the electoral system cannot inspire public confidence if no safeguard exists to deter or detect fraud or to confirm the identity of voters. So apparently the views of President Jimmy Carter, the views of a 6-justice majority of the Supreme Court are deemed by some members of this committee to be simply a partisan diatribe. And if that's the case, I would ask the chairman, you talked about the laws in Connecticut. Why is it that Connecticut has lower African-American registration and lower African-American turnout than Georgia and Mississippi?
You know, I'm really not here to debate you, Mr. Cruz. I subscribe to Justice Stevens' opinion and to the views of former President Carter, a distinguished Southerner, and I'm going to turn to another distinguished Southerner, Senator Cornyn.
That speaks volumes.
I want to start by congratulating you, Mr. Chairman, and the state of Connecticut for joining 44 other states that allow early in-person voting, including Texas. I think that's important. Texas now, I think, provides up to 17 days of early voting. Anybody who's qualified to vote can vote in Texas. And let me